TGS and NorQuest College acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 6 territory and respects the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. And with that, we're in here. We're starting up with the Gaming Stadium's Open Series tournament. And today it's Rocket League, ladies and gentlemen. I am Thunder. I'm joined here by JJ Dale. And this fantastic tournament is presented by NorQuest College, who's been a continued supporter of TGS. And we're happy to have them, JJ, again today.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if you didn't know, did you know that NorQuest College has a growing esports scene? Rocket League, Super Smash Brothers, all the way to Valorant, League of Legends. The community server is a host to many of this and more. So what are you waiting for? Join the NorQuest College community at the link in the panel below the stream, right down there.
I mean, what more could you really want from a tournament, from a presenting sponsor in NorQuest? I mean, this is TGS business as usual. We're just back at it with more Rocket League. We've got some teams in our first match of the stream that are very familiar to you and I, JJ. We've seen these folks from UBC and this area, the local squads, before. And so it's going to be two teams facing off in a winner's semifinal. So we're seeing a best of 5 to get things kicked off. And the first match, if I'm not mistaken, usually sets a pretty high bar for action in these tournaments.
Oh, big time. Because, you're still at that hungry point, but not quite at that nervous point because we're right in the middle of the tournament. So you get a lot of people that are jumping in and they got all those nerves out in the first couple of games and now they're starting to settle into themselves. And as things go on, it's going to get a lot more fun and a lot more tense. So let's join this thing.
Let's jump into it. It's UBC plus Excel, a bit of a joining of different members and squads of this, going up against the Hitmen, who are a relatively unknown squad compared to the seasoned TGS veterans of the UBC squad. So the Hitmen are coming in here a little bit less familiar to us on screen. There's an early chance steered away. Frodo got a shot on target, but it was saved away. Now Capsize kicks it out of the zone. Along the sidewall continues the possession. Wave Dash a little slow to get out into the mid, though. It's back under the control of UBC. And another save here early. JJ, this is a pretty fast pace to get this series kicked off.
Oh, and I'm so glad. One of my favorite people in these tournaments is Excel. It's really cool to see him join up with Frodo because Frodo's a team player. And it looks like they got their placement down pat. But they're facing a really good defensive squad in the Hitmen, it seems. Uh-oh. Oh, what a save by Excel! Oh, as I mentioned him, he comes in huge.
Well, you talked about defense of their squad. Looks like they've got some offense as well. That flick real close to starting us off with the scoring, but we're still scoreless, not for very long, though, as Ski is going to plug that one home. Just capitalized on a mistake in the corner.
Oh, I forgot to knock on wood on this one. It looked like he got stalled a little bit. It was just enough to hold him back. And excellent UBC is going to take advantage of every little mistake that's made out on there. What a goal.
3 minutes and 45 seconds gone in this opening game. A best of 5 here in the winners semifinals. And this is already getting off to a hot start here. UBC and Excel heading towards that side wall. Excel misses the pinch off the wall, though. He's going to have to recover. Tries to feed a pass across the Ski. Nice quick touch from Capsize into the mid. Slow attempt, maybe a double tap. A nice touch away from Excel. They're not out of the woods yet. Off the crossbar, double tap attempt, and it's just going to dance across the goal line. Capsize somehow manages to find that home.
Excel tried to get up there. He gets up there so fast, but the touch was straight up in the air, so it was just an elongated pass out front. Wow, this is already a barn burner.
It is. I have no doubt this will continue. This pace has been set by these two teams, and the best of 5 might go by in the blink of an eye if they keep up at this pace. But for now, we've still got a solid chunk here left of game number 1. It's UBC in the back end again. Seemingly, the Hitmen have gotten warmed up after a little bit of a slower start. Anyway, I wouldn't say slow start outright, but slower than UBC maybe. And now the field has been leveled a bit here. They're sending it into the corner again to the waiting arms of Ski. Gets a flick past only one, but Centurion taps that back in. Looks for a pass out mid. Capsize diving in a little bit, but can't get the touch on that one. UBC, JJ, this is a huge amount of pressure that they are under. They haven't gotten out of their zone in probably a solid 30 or 40 seconds.
Oh yeah, they're not letting them get anything started. They just keep throwing it across and boost starving UBC and Excel until they run out of gas. And speed is definitely a relative term when it comes to this, because I could absolutely not keep up with any of these people if I was in a Rocket League car right now.
Yeah, you and me both, my friend. But that's why we're in the booth and not on the field. We'll let the players play. And we'll just call the action here. There's plenty of it, especially if you're a fan of Hitmen. They are knocking on the door time and time again here. Off to the sidewall now. This is the first breakout extended that we've seen from UBC. A pass mid from Ski, a shot on target. And it's a ruthlessly efficient offense from UBC. It's not a law of averages. They just need a couple chances and they're finishing.
Yeah, UBC and Excel, they just maintained the defensive rotation and always stayed one person back post until they found a little bit of a gap, and they got to get things started catching the Hitman upfield, getting comfortable.
Well, familiar territory though here as we're in UBC's zone yet again. Capsize is going to keep this along the side wall and has room to work with, but no touch on the ball there. Pushed forward a little bit, only for a moment. Plays slowed down on the side wall here. Now it's collected into the mid. Nice touch away from the defense there. Good speed from Capsize. Fishes for the triple tap. Almost getting all of the touches on that one to find it home. And Capsize, to me, on the Hitmen squad, looks to be a leader on offense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely a leader on offense. And it looks like everybody's just kind of trying to maintain around him and be in position and in accordance to his position.
Well, the coordination falling apart for a moment there as Ski running into the offensive push from the Hitman squad. They're going to try and find a ball mid. Oh, that's a cheeky touch out to the side wall to keep the pressure off for a moment. Ski now to the side wall. Behind the ball, hits forward. A weak touch on the defense. Ski had gone for boost though and couldn't follow up, but Exel's going to follow up instead. It's far off the wall, gets the bump as well. And Frodo yet again is on cleanup crew to make it 3-1.
Wow, look at this. Excel, as soon as he passes it off the wall, he's like, okay, I got you, Centurion, taken care of, just being a pest, getting in everybody's way. Definitely the best obstruction he could be.
And this a real testament to the resilience of UBC plus Excel. The fact that they faced so much pressure from the Hitmen and still find themselves 2 goals up in this game. That is a very impressive start to this series, and it's no wonder they've made it this far in the bracket. But we'll see if they can make it just a little bit farther, as the Hitmen still trying to stand in their way. Pressure from midfield, great pass out into the mid. That's tapped up high, looking for the double tap. Ooh. Nice save from Frodo to keep that one out. And it is not for a lack of trying from the Hitmen here. They are pouring on quality chances, and the defense from UBC plus Excel so strong here as we close out game number 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the 1-0 lead, but there's still plenty of hope because both of these teams are supremely talented, and it's just a matter of being coordinated. The biggest thing that I've noticed so far is boost management on the side of the Hitmen. I see them regularly at 30, 20 when they're getting ready to make an approach. It doesn't seem like anything but those double touches are able to manifest themselves. Oh, look at that. Look at all the supersonic legends we got here. Wow.
Yeah, it is impressive tags across the board, that's for sure. And probably the players you don't see with them are just choosing not to use the tags that they have, if I had to guess. So it's quality absolutely across both rosters. It's the rosters run deep, that's for sure. But UBC plus Excel, that was a very strong opening game, despite what you would probably call a lull in the middle of the game where they got just stuck in their own zone for what seemed like an eternity. The boost management was there. You talked about Hitmen lacking that a little bit, and it more seemed like there was only ever one player on their squad at a time that felt like they had the resources to attack the ball. So there was no coordinated effort when they were making attacking plays. Exactly. Meanwhile, UBC was a ton of coordination. It was very often just Frodo cleaning up the initiation from either Excel or Ski, where they were setting things up, fishing for a bump here and there, and just breaking down the defense slowly.
Yeah, you were talking about choosing your own tags. The Supersonic Legend ones, yeah, cool, but Frodo's is much more accurate. Absolute madman. He was all over the field. It was awesome to see. Every time you saw a 50-50 ball, there he was flying from across the field into it. That's a testament to boost management.
Well, now it needs to be a turnaround here for the Hitmen. It looks like they want to start off the hop with a shot on target that Ski has to steer aside. Great touch to the mid. Diving in very quickly on that one is Fear, and just outpaces the defense to open up the scoring for the Hitmen.
Nothing to fear but Fear himself. What a touch from across the field. Oh, he got the little scrape in there and put it dead center for the fruit basket. What a goal.
Got to give a huge shout out to somebody else using the juiced goal explosion, that fruit basket you're talking about. That has been my goal. That's been my goal explosion since I got it, however long ago that was. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I honestly, I think I can say I've never seen a tournament player playing with that goal explosion until now. So shout out to the player for that. I think it was Fear, as you said, because obviously they're the one who's scored the only goal in the game, so it has to be them. And this is interesting, though. UBC Exel knocks it on the door. Exel just a little bit late to that one. But these games, they are staying close. They're staying highly competitive in the opening stages. I'm curious to see if there's going to be one team again that pulls away in the later part of the game.
Oh, and you're seeing a little bit more on the transition defense side for UBC and Exel. A little more cutting off, which causes a little more confusion. I wonder if that's going to play a role in this.
Well, it remains to be seen here. This is a nice touch-up from Capsize, but Exel prepared for that. Capsize has got a follow-up. It's just going to be on target. I think just about everybody expected a pass there, but Capsize finds the angle and goes up 2-0.
What an angle. And Exel, again, just not strong enough a touch on the clear to be able to get it out of the zone. Causes the 2-0 lead, and there was nobody back post to be able to clear it out. A little more of that confusion in transition.
UBC now in a bit of a hole here with 3:35 left to play. There's a good save off of that back wall away from Fear. Fear passes mid, baits Frodo out into diving on that play. Backline very open and a huge dunk from Capsize, who continues to be the offensive powerhouse for the Hitmen.
Capsize dunks, and that makes me giggle. Wow. that was a perfect 50, and Frodo was right there. But it's just a matter of angle and just being at the right place. What a turnaround from game 1 to game 2 by the Hitmen.
Absolutely, and this has presented quite a challenge here for UBC plus Exel after, I'm sure, feeling like they were pretty in control of the series game number 1. Things have gotten quite out of hand here in game 2, and they've got some recovering to do here. A double miss there. It's going to fall just underneath Exel, who leaves control there for Frodo. Missing on the dive there is going to mean the ball will fly all the way back downfield. Exel collects the back end touch up high. Ski hits forward on target. Oh, that's a weak save. Needs a follow-up. Oh no, and that is just unfortunate. I really don't know what else to say about that. It was a panic play. Fear had control of that ball and had the play out, but their teammates just didn't quite trust enough, and they came in to bail out and instead made matters a little bit worse.
Capsize dunked again, but it was in his own net.
No kidding.
Oh, that was rough. And Ski got the hockey assist for it, but got the goal as well. That's an unfortunate turn of events, and who knows, that might be the game changer. Because look how aggressive Frodo and Exel's being right now. And they're maintaining. They're playing front post. They are not letting them have an inch. Booming clears and everything else.
Well, I think Hitmen, if nothing else, is going to be thankful they built that 3-goal pad for themselves before they let that unfortunate own goal into the net. So they've got a little bit of a buffer, although it's 2 goals in 2 minutes. This is very attainable here for UBC. They're trying their best by dropping passes for one another in the front end, but the clear is going to send that all the way downfield. Frodo along the side wall now. Stopped out here. Centurion in the middle of the field has a giveaway there. Another missed touch. Fear looking a little uneasy on that back wall. It's a couple touches in a row here now that are either uncomfortable or just non-existent. And meanwhile, knocking on the door back the other way, Centurion adds a 4th goal for the Hitmen, and that's going to be really important for them.
Oh, now see, Centurion's rocking my goal explosion. I'm so basic. I got the splash. But yeah, he was looking. It's so tough on the back wall because you don't want a set of your wheels to go off of the crossbar, and then you end up just looking like a wounded duck floating down to the floor, you know?
Well, the crossbar seems to have presented problems for both of these teams, more so the Hitmen, but they got out unscathed after that second mistake that they made, and UBC surely kicking themselves for not having capitalized on that, because their opportunities are few and far between with the way the Hitmen have been playing this game, at least. And it's looking like we're steaming towards a tied series here, unless UBC can produce something pretty magical in the last minute and 10 seconds of this one. Here's a touch forward from Fear, who's got Reed on a double tap, and that is highlight reel stuff to make it 5-1.
Oh yeah, especially with the fruit explosion. Now that is boost management. Coming from the pretty much the near blue line, if you look at it like a hockey rink, and still able to maintain control. That is some beautiful work.
I think it's become abundantly clear at this point that the Hitmen needed a warm-up in game number 1, and they're showing what their team is fully capable of here now in game number 2. 5-1, 50 seconds left to go here, and this one is just about done, you could say, although they're not quite done yet. Exel, a chip over top. Frodo tries to get the sharp angle back towards. This is pinched all the way downfield, and Ski's going to have to collect. Oh, they're in a world of hurt now. Goes underneath, capsize, fakes out the defense, and it is 6-1. JJ, this game is done.
Oh yeah, and Ski ended up at such a tough angle, and Exel did his best to try and turn around. But wow, they're right on top of it. The pressure is all there, and they're figuring out. What they didn't figure out in game number 1 is how to get that last little push to be able to get the confusion enough as Exel bangs it home and gets the gimme goal to say we're not done here. It's only a tie series.
Well, that's the final push. That is quite a move. You do not see slow plays like that from one player cash in on a goal very often at this level. Usually the defense are able to back one another up, and you need 2 or 3 solid moves in a row to find that one in the back of the net. And lo and behold, Exel does just that, and Ski hits an air dribble to make it now 3-6, and UBC are far but willing to roll over and let this game end without some fireworks.
Oh yeah, they had to show off. They're going freestyle now. Now they realize that the cute passing plays are cool at first, but sometimes you just gotta, dumb your brain down and say, hey, look, why don't we just do what we do best and just rock these people? So they're not dead. It's a tie series. It's a whole new series at 1-1.
Well, you get the sense almost that Hitmen took their foot off the gas just a little bit after scoring that 6th goal, because they knew that probably the game was over. But you can tell UBC, if they smell a little bit of weakness, they are still ready and willing to capitalize on that. So the Hitmen, I think, while they take that one 6-3, they've been put on alert just a little bit that this series is not going to be easy just because they've won one game by a pretty big goal margin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And 4-1, 6-3, you're looking at about the same thing. And yeah, they got to know that couple of goals at the end has got to make you a bit nervous when you're looking at it and you say, wow, we let off the gas just a little bit and they trashed on us. And in 15 seconds, it went from coasting to what's going to happen next game. What's going to go on now? We got to make sure we stay on it all the time. And that can lead to a little bit of overreaction. It can lead to a little bit of overcommitting. And I'm excited to see how they handle, even though they won by 3 goals, how they handle that little bit of a jolt they got at the end of it.
It's true. UBC could very well come out to a hot start in this game and get back to their scoring ways and suddenly be in a lead. It's just so hard to go down 3-0 early in a game like they did in that previous one. And clearly they're still even competitors in this match that want to stay in it. And that's the thing about a blowout in Rocket League, in a game that is so fast and that you play so many games in a series. A blowout, it to the uninitiated, it might feel like a death blow in a series, but teams come back from scorelines like that all the time in Rocket League. And it is far from done here for UBC, and Hitmen, I'm sure, as well as any other team at this level, they're acutely aware of just how much things can swing after a game like that, so they have to be on their toes and making sure that they stay aggressive and play the quality of Rocket League we saw from them here in game number 2. And it looks like They're jumping on offense again here. They're the first ones to aggress. And Centurion, flip reset. Ooh, tried to go underneath for a musty. Not sure if they had the flip or not. But my goodness. Hitmen. Oh, it's over top. And Fear might have gotten demoed, but they still got just enough of that ball to score.
Giving up his life for the game. Oh, Capsize saw Fear coming and said, oh, I better not touch this, because he's going to read that great read by Capsize, knowing where his teammates are. Wow.
And amazingly enough, Capsize did actually get a micro touch on that ball. They were credited for an assist, but thankfully it didn't upset the play that was going on, as you said, because it wasn't much that was needed there. Just a little bit of encouragement in the right direction from Capsize, and Fear was able to plug it home. Oh, and wow. Back on the offensive here again, and a mistake. That just kind of got sent off the top of a car along the side wall, and it increased the speed in a pretty unexpected way. Yeah, you can see the defender got fully faked out by that one, and UBC again are under it. They're down a pretty big deficit very early in the game.
Oh, I would love to see all the symbols in the quick chat right now from that one.
Oh, they're in more trouble here too. Nicely saved away though. Back into the zone, Hitmen. At it again here on offense. Fear sends high. Ski off the back wall. Nice half volley to get that ball away, but Capsize is going to keep on the pressure. Centurion tries to pass down. Capsize maintains possession. Touch off the sidewall. Ski's going to be first to that.
Ooh,
3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in this game here. That's a touchdown from Centurion. Fear in next. Looks for the sharp angle, but lacking on boost a little bit there. Sidewall now. Ski hits long. Looking for Exel downfield, but the passes just aren't connecting for UBC right now. And meanwhile, back the other way, it's just Hitmen on offense, seemingly as much as they want to be.
Oh, yeah. They're keeping their foot on the neck because they know that UBC and Exel is so dangerous when they get room to operate. And little bumps like that by Centurion are going to make all the difference, because it just takes a little bit. When you're in this sort of position where you're always on the offensive end, you know that you're just one good bump away. However, they can't get too comfortable like they did in game one sitting in the offensive end, because as soon as UBC gets behind them, there's going to be a goal. Oh, look, here we go. Off the back wall, down, and oh! Good clear. But just like that.
Doesn't take much, that's for sure. And UBC now are pouring on a little bit of pressure of their own. Nice pass into the mid from Frodo. Ski just inches late to that one. Well, that could have been the first goal on the board here for UBC. They've got 2 minutes left now. Get some work done here. Exel, nice win on that with minimal boost. Another challenge in the midfield. It's going to be left to Frodo now, who hits high. Off the back wall, Demo in the background. Ski's taken out of the play. It's a nice shot from Frodo, an even nicer save from the Hitmen, and they're not being tested that often on defense, but these are great saves to keep their sheet clean.
Yeah, the main thing that the Hitmen are doing much better than UBC and Exel is getting the clear. Like, yeah, there's an opportunity on the offensive end, but there's only one. There's no, like, supposed offensive rebounds. Oh, and Centurion gets behind him and bangs it home with a minute and a half left. Wow.
That is raw speed from Fear to get that touch over top, and it left a completely open backfield. That is just a vacation goal for Centurion to send that one home and make it 3-0 here. We're at that minute and a half mark of game number 3. And Hitmen sitting pretty here, trying to take a match point lead 2-1 in this best of 5 winners semi. Ski undoing the defense a little bit there with some nice moves on a dribble play, but it didn't amount to much. Now trying to collect on the back end. Flicks over top of one. Fear's going to reach that. Exel reading the touch on the side wall. Ski wins the challenge out of the corner. Pass. Exel shot. Another big save here from Hitmen. And they are shutting UBC down. These saves at the last moment are ridiculous.
Being in position the way that they are in that moment is amazing, because it seems like everybody's kind of after the ball, and all of a sudden somebody's right where they need to be on the defensive end, and it's not like a lucky little touch where you just happen to be in the right place. They are really like at the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. It's proven by the scoreboard. 3-0 here in UBC. It's been a while since they've found themselves a quality scoring chance that has proven effective for themselves. They've had plenty of chances, but these saves have been stopping them out. That pinch heads straight towards net. Ski not able to read the pinch that comes back the other way. Frodo in some trouble now here, under pressure from Capsize on the 1v1. Nice read from Exel on the dunk, has low boost though. Overextends and flips past the ball. Hitmen look like they've staved off any UBC offense, and they take this one. You know what? They didn't score as many goals in this game, but this win felt in some ways even more convincing than the last one.
A dominant performance and the same goal difference. The only difference is UBC and Exel didn't score at all. And it really spoke to how much the UBC and Exel team is getting pressured. That's the main thing. The Hitmen are just keeping the pressure on and not letting them open up, not letting any pass plays happen. And they're letting them have the pass plays that they want UBC and Exel to have. Those little shots out front. Like if you played old school hockey games, it was like the only pass play that worked. And those little passes out front and being right there in the face of the person they're passing to, thinking 3 moves ahead is a huge part of this. And it's why the Hitmen have turned it around so far. They spent the whole first game just throwing jabs like in a prize fight. You throw jabs to see how one team can react. And wow, they're doing a great job at what they got scouted out of them.
No kidding. If that first game was intel gathering, then they are definitely acting on the info that they got here in games 2 and 3, and now they're sitting on the edge of getting themselves a spot in the winners final here in this tournament. This is a winners semi, best of 5. Hitmen up 2-1 here. What a touch off the back wall there, an even better touch away though from Exel.
Yeah, facing the wrong way. Woo!
From Fear, a lot of flash on that one, but they almost put their team in trouble. Somehow got out of it alive here, and this is now kicked into the corner. Capsize dives in a little slow to that one. Fear, plenty of speed for them, and Capsize tried to read that one sideways, coming across the ball on the crossbar. And every once in a while, you see a read like that. What a shot! Ski got so much power on this redirect, and it caught the defense of the Hitmen. Finally, just a little off guard.
Frodo was begging for that. He put it top shelf where they keep the good stuff. What a banger! Whoa!
That was some serious power there from Ski, and a great injection of some confidence to this UBC offense after struggling for the better part of 2 games. Hitmen here playing a very dominant game of Rocket League in this series, but UBC chipping away here at pushing back. Ski, a touch to the corner leaves for Frodo. Nice challenge there to hit the ball into the mid. Oh, a few players all expecting the same outcome, and it just didn't. Something else had in store there for that, and it fooled just about everybody in front of the goal line. Off to the side there. Popped up here by Centurion now into the corner. Exel backflips, leaves the door open for Centurion, who hits that shot just wide. Pass out into the mid. Shot just high, off target. Where's the third from Hitmen? Just holding back a little bit, and look at the Hitmen here, opting to maintain midfield pressure rather than throw too many repeated shots on net. This is such conservative play from them at just the right moments so that they can keep this pressure on and keep UBC starved of boost.
Oh yeah, and they're making these pass plays that leave it wide open, and they're starting to go across, back and forth across the field, so that way they can catch UBC and Exel all in one corner, especially the front post corner.
Oh, that's a bit of a catch here from Ski. Almost got a flick on target. Barely touched away. Exel just removes that defender from the equation. Frodo now challenging. Sends it off the back wall. Centurion here has to get some space opened up downfield. That's answered by Ski along the side wall. Gets past 2 players actually. Last one is Fear. Ski trying to get it mid. Rotation does come through. Exel keeps the pressure on in the mid now. Frodo for the shot. UBC still past the halfway minute mark of this game. They're leading by 1. Oh, and Fear just got the right amount of space there and took it. That was very calm play from them. Not to panic on that. Recognize there was no pressure from UBC, and just to be calm, cool, and collected with the ball sitting almost in the net.
Yeah, and UBC and Exel going to be a little more aggressive on plays like that, where they see that, well, there it is. Oh, just like that, but it got directed away. Because there were a couple of opportunities where the ball was just sitting there. They had plenty of time to be able to gather, see what to do. You can't let them have that kind of space, because then they just put pressure on you like this. Oh, Frodo.
Oh, my goodness,
Oh!
Frodo! Twice! Oh, Frodo. Frodo, you better send Exel a basket of flowers, a gift, some kind of gift card for bailing you out on that play. They rung the ball off the same spot on the post twice, and Exel comes in mercifully to keep UBC from having a meltdown there. Frodo would have never forgiven themselves had that not gone in.
Frodo owes Exel a Monster Cat subscription. Like
yeah, no kidding.
Ooh, big boom out front. And it looks like UBC and Exel is taking a page out of the Hitmen's book of just stepping on the neck and keeping the foot there. Just not letting them get anything except for these long booming shots. Being in the way of the passing pads. Ooh, double commit right there, but getting in the way of these passing pads, seeing the direction of where it's going to go, and being physical. Getting those touches, getting those bumps. Because that's the only way you're going to get any control over these guys.
Well, in game number 4 here, it's working wonders for them as they sit up 2-0 with 40 seconds left. Frodo has a challenge at midfield that Ski is going to lever on target. Ski knew exactly the opportunity that they had there. They saw the challenge go up and where the players from Hitmen were positioned, and they knew they could walk this one in.
And look at the control that you have. The ball was going probably 70 miles an hour, and he knew exactly how much pressure to be able to put it, to be able to get that arc, to be able to keep it in the net when it was going that fast. He was flying sideways across the field. God, that amazing control.
And very timely if you're UBC here. That's an amazing cushion that they're going to get for themselves here at the late stages of game number 4. And barring some sort of miracle here from the Hitmen, we're going to be seeing a deciding game. And didn't I say, JJ, that the first series of the day usually holds a ton of action, a ton of excitement? And here it is. We're going to deciding game 5 to decide who's going to go to the winner's final.
Oh yeah. And here's a fun fact for you. Because, I have fun with math. Not only was the last game a 3-0 game the other way, but the entire series is tied for goals. All 4 games have been decided by 3 goals. All 4 games, 4-1, 6-3, 3-0, 3-0. So now we go into a game 5 where it is a perfect tie. And both teams are now stealing each other's game plans, as it seems, to be able to try to get one over on one another. And the reads are getting better. The play is getting better. The level of excitement is getting better. I'm stoked. I can't wait for this game 5. We still got like 4 more series after this.
No kidding. We got to take a breather after this one when all is said and done. And if you laid out the math the way that you did, what do you want to bet that this game, after all of these lopsided affairs one way or the other, if the goal differential is matched, what do you want to bet this game gets settled by that 1 goal and it ends up being a 1-goal difference that makes the entire series here? I don't want to guarantee it, but I'm just saying sometimes things have a way of working out. Exel, oh my goodness, looking for the down angle, double tap, but it's going to work out as a pass, and Frodo opens up the scoring for UBC and Exel.
Wow, and I'd second your bet and add overtime to the equation. Wow, just catching them napping. That second touch by Exel made the 2 defenders collide and left it wide open for the absolute maniac himself, Frodo, to be able to put it down. Oh, weird touch, and Frodo does it again! Before I'm even done explaining the first goal, he gets the second goal. The Hitmen better, we're gonna owe our conscience money if the Hitmen don't pick it up right now. Wow, 26 seconds.
Yeah, that is as hard a start as you'll ever want in a 3v3 best of 5 deciding game here. And UBC are just looking to add more on. Not going to do it just yet. Oh my goodness, Frodo. Actually.
Frodo with a beautiful save.
Half credited for a save there. Oh, Capsize was looking for a very sharp angle double tap to get the Hitmen on the board here. And mind you, it's been quite a while since the Hitmen have scored in this series. A demo on the back line leaves Centurion to dive across and get a last second save. Frodo bumped away from the ball. That's Fear winning the race outright to that one. Exel now to the corner. Fear waiting for the half volley. Exel leaves for Frodo, who's first to that one, puts a shot on target, tries to get the dunk as well. Quick play, back down the other way. Fear off the backboard, touched by Ski. Exel now along the side wall. Still up 2-0 here are UBC plus Exel. Siding game number 5 here. A little bit of uncomfortable play on the back line here. If you're the Hitmen, you want to find a goal now. I know we've got 3 minutes and 35 left to play, but the UBC are still threatening. And Ski fakes on the dribble play to go just in behind the defender, and it is, in this series, yet another 3-goal lead.
Wow, it's UBC and Exel just saying enough is enough. And just absolutely dominating the last 6.5 minutes. Yeah, I can math. 6.5 minutes of Rocket League right now, and it's 6-0 in that time. Amazing.
Certainly a series of momentum swings, there's no doubt about that, but it's swinging in the way of UBC and Exel for this last game here. And they're just hoping at this point that they can keep up this level of play and keep this lead maintained for themselves. Meanwhile, here come the Hitmen trying to thread together a passing play that'll get their opening goal. Oh. And a 1-2-3. Again, that is a sick pass from Capsize. Up top to see Fear on that play. Oh, the defense hopeless on that one. What a shot.
They were halfway into double committing on that ball, and they both got fooled by that drop pass. That was so savage.
Hitmen challenging again here. Fear off the top, down low, touched away by Ski on that one, and they keep their 2-goal spread alive. Unbelievable that we, oh my goodness! You got the sense that play had a chance. When I saw Ski get bumped here and saw the ability to recover, I thought Fear was in trouble in the back end, and sure enough, Ski delivers to make it 4-1.
I say the word savage, and then Ski says, hold my beer. Oh, that was so dirty.
Well, the Hitmen here in some trouble yet again. They got some offensive pressure going for themselves, though. This is Centurion faking out one. Pass mid, Capsize chips up. Fear had retreated all the way back, though, to grab boost. It's going to stilt and stall out the offense of the Hitmen here for a moment. That's a touch back into the zone. Frodo waiting upfield to try and find a redirect, but it's a little too far for them to find one here. And we are at the 2-minute mark of this point now. It's a 4-1 lead. You know what? I made the prediction that it would be settled by 1 goal. I should have made the prediction that it was going to be a 3-goal difference, because all of the games in this series have been 3-goal differences, and right now it's exactly the same.
Yeah, you can either go one way or the other with it. But wow, yeah. Another 3-goal game, and the same 3-goal game as game number 1.
Oh my God! It didn't go in. It did not go in. Fear worked so hard on that air dribble to get past all of the defense, and there was no Hitman player there to finally capitalize. Fear's going to try it again, though. Sends it up top. Ski, a super early read on that one. And the action heating up here in the final minute and a half of this game as the Hitmen try desperately to get themselves back on the board. Still a 4-1 lead here for UBC plus Exel. Centurion pre-flips to try to tap mid, and Exel wins the race to that one. Frodo wins another race. It's on target, and a nice last-second save from Centurion. And JJ, you have to imagine it is now or never for the Hitmen. They have got to find a goal.
They got to get desperate. They got to just pretty much pull the goalie, so to speak, and just get aggressive and stay up the front like they were the first couple of games. They can't afford to have the ball get behind them. They can't play no doubles.
Hitmen here into the mid. Centurion considering their options here. They tap off to the side for Fear. Fear off the side wall.
Oh,
hit into the mid. Now it's off the back wall. Still, Hitmen have the control. Still, they have not found a goal, though. They might find one here. Pass into the mid. Shot is a little bit high in Fear. But the boost they had, they couldn't follow up on it. Burning so much time off of the clock here. We're stood at 10 seconds. And the final game,
Jack.
is it going to be settled by 3? Is it going to be settled by 3 goals, as all the games in this series have been? Fear is going to try one more on target. Still up. It's not over yet. There might be a late goal, and it's off to the side. Every single game. Every game in the series was settled by 3 goals, and UBC and Exel, they take the final one, and they go up in this series to head into the winners finals.
Absolutely astounding. All 3-goal games in a 5-game series. That's so amazing. Oh my goodness. What a series. And good resiliency by UBC and Exel, staying calm, cool, and collected through the onslaught of goals by the Hitmen, and being able to come back and regather. And their organization showed in game 1, and then just absolutely came to a peak in games 4 and 5. Wow.
It was unbelievable from them, and the adaptation, their ability to elevate when there were big questions asked of them after the Hitmen got warmed up and started to play their offensive powerhouse of a game. And UBC, they found a way. And TGS, these gaming stadium tournaments, always find a way to bring the excitement. It is, without exception, one of the best places to see competitive Rocket League. And today's event is put on by Canada's leader in esports. I will remind you, the Gaming Stadium. Are you looking for the next big thing in competitive gaming? Look no further. The team at the Gaming Stadium are leaders in online esports tournaments and events. Check out the action at tgs.gg. So a big thanks to the organizers and the producers of this tournament. So, JJ, we're going to head to a break here leading into our next match of the stream. That was a banger of an opener. So stick with us. We're going to be heading to an intermission, and we'll come back at you with more Rocket League in just a moment.
Oh, yeah. I need 30 seconds to catch my breath. Oh, goodness.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, this is the Gaming Stadium's Open Series Rocket League Tournament presented by NorQuest College. And did you know that NorQuest College has a growing esports scene? From Rocket League, Super Smash Bros., all the way to Valorant and League of Legends, their community server is a host to many of this and more. So what are you waiting for? Join the NorQuest community at the link in the panel below the stream. And again, a big thanks to NorQuest for being a presenting sponsor to so many of these great TGS tournaments.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And let me tell you something. After you go to Kanto and get all those speakers put in the right place, have you heard about Monster Cat Gold? If you haven't tried it yet, it's a great service. It's $5 a month where you can download and stream thousands of Monster Cat songs from top electronic artists. You can use the music in your live streams or wherever, and videos and everything else with no fear of DMCA claims or strikes. Check it out. I just got my Monster Cat subscription. I love it. I have so much fun with it.
Absolutely. I mean, there's been obviously a big swing towards streamers demanding copyright-free content, music, that kind of stuff for their streams, and Monster Cat Gold has stepped in and been a huge player in enabling creators for that. So credit to them. And I mean, speaking of Monster Cat, they've always been a great partner for Rocket League, and that's the game we're playing today. You just saw a 2v3 where the randoms took down UBC plus Exel. And wouldn't you know it, we're going to see a rematch. This is UBC plus Exel against the Hitmen yet again, but this time it's the lower finals. So this is deciding which one of these two teams is going to be playing the randoms in the grand final. So is it going to be the UBC Exel rematch against the randoms where they're going to try to find some revenge? Or is it going to be a new opponent in the Hitmen?
Oh, they played a knockdown drag-out series earlier, and it came down to a game 5. And I'm wondering how long the streak of 3-goal games is going to be. Because every single one of the 5 games that they played earlier was decided by 3 goals.
That's a fair point. I guess we're going to have to find out if that streak is continued here in game number 1. It's at 5 right now. We'll see if it gets mounted any higher. No goals to speak of for either team in the beginning of this series. I'm sure a pretty vengeful Hitmen squad are looking to get back at UBC Exel for how their last series went. Fear here has switched off of You know what? The name escapes me of that truck, absolute unit of a vehicle they were driving in the last series. But they have ditched that and gone for a much more slender approach with the Dominus on this one. And we'll see if it ends up paying off for them here. As it's in the corner, Capsize gets a good dunk onto Frodo, but Frodo maintains control, flicks over top of Centurion, who just barely gets a piece of it. Off the back wall here, sent towards the mid. Chance to score. Oh, it's off the post, off a player. Follow-up shot, not nearly enough power, and that's the best scoring chance we've seen so far.
Capsize was all the way in the goal making that save. What a brilliant play. And let me tell you, the Dominus driving the flying spatula is great for flick plays and being able to dribble on the ground and get yourself set up. I enjoy playing with the Dominus when I'm going for a more dribble heavy type play style because it's just a box. It's just a flat brick.
Yeah, the spatula, not a bad name for that thing with the way you can flip and flick the ball on that. And Ski as well, driving the Cyclone, I believe is the name of the car that he is on. That one, no slouch as far as long hitboxes go as well. And still no goals. We are at the halfway mark of game number 1 between UBC Exel and the Hitmen. And this ball kind of bouncing back and forth. There only really, I would say, one hugely quality scoring chance for either team. That was UBC, who knocked on the door and got it to the goal line, but no farther as a big save came through from Capsize. Here's a nice touch from Exel on the back line. Great pass out into the mid. Capsize. Shot top corner, saved away by Ski. Bit of confusion in the middle of the field as Exel grabs control. Ooh, another shot. Levered on target. But this is a chess match. This is not the high-scoring affair that we saw in the previous series between these two teams.
Oh, they spent game 1 last time throwing jabs, trying to figure each other out. And UBC and Exel came out a lot more aggressive in game 1 last time. But they're starting to take that exact same approach of just feeling them out, throwing the jabs. Oh, nice touch by Capsize. Capsize is feeling it right now.
To be fair, they were feeling it in the last series too, and they had some of the nicest, if not the nicest goals for all of the Hitmen squad. A flick there not working out here, a challenge in the middle of the field. Another challenge sends that ball careening off the ceiling. A shot from Capsize. Well read and saved away there by Ski, who's had more than their fair share of great saves. What a dunk from Exel in the middle of the field on the pre-flip. And they send it straight in here. Look at the dunk here. Just at the end of that flip animation, catches the ball and sends it right in.
He's got a way of catching you when you're fully rocked to sleep. Exel has a way of catching you and saying, hey, I'm still here. I can still make these plays. You need to watch out for me. As he gets dribbled by just then, but Frodo cleaning that one up.
Oh, that's off the backboard. A little bit of a dangerous spot here that's touched away. Still the pressure coming, though, from UBC plus Exel. That's a doink. Sends the ball up high here. With a bit of control on the right side wall. Switching sides now are the Hitmen. Exel takes some time along the side wall. Delays the flick. Gets the pass out to the mid. Nice early touch there from Centurion. Here's Capsize now. Centurion. The intentional whiff. Ooh, almost pays off there, too. Went underneath player. And got a dunk. A good early challenges here, from, I will say again, from Ski in particular. Great initiative on the defense to cut out these shooting opportunities, and it's kept this game at a 1-0 lead for the UBC plus Exel.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of being able to keep the ball center. Oh, what a shot by Exel! Puts the nail in the coffin of game number 1. We were just watching the ball go back and forth, starting to get lulled to sleep, and here comes Exel from the other goal line. Pre-jump from hell and drills it home to make it 2-0.
And the reason it was uncontested, actually, I think I saw a backflip from Fear underneath the ball as they wanted to jump up and contest that and just never left the ground. Left a wide open shooting opportunity, and if you get an open net, if you're Exel, you're going to score that any day of the week, and they take that 2-0 lead to take game number 1 here in this best of 5, if I'm not mistaken, series here, to decide who's going to face the randoms in the final. So far, JJ, it looks to me like UBC plus Exel want that rematch.
Oh, UBC and Exel, they are mad, and they know that they need to use this series, who's ever in this, as a catalyst to jump them in, because they're going to go into the grand finals one game down already. And let's quietly look at what Frodo did. Frodo sat back and played defense and allowed Exel to be able to get aggressive and make those pre-jumps. He had 4 saves in that game. Frodo is definitely playing a lot more calculated Rocket League than he was before, when he was quietly creeping up the sides and stuff. They are getting a lot more mechanically sound as a unit.
Well, it's well timed. You could say UBC picked the right moment to be peaking in their team coordination. But they're under some pressure here early. That's a good save from Frodo to keep that one out of danger. Another great pass into the mid as Hitmen continue to try and find one another on the field. It's a weak touch from Capsize that'll be sent back down the other way. Beer hits it over to the side wall. Centurion, nice fake, goes inside instead. Good challenge there from Exel. Beer on the Dominus, tries to get the pinch, side wall. Capsize dives in, but another touch away. And wouldn't you know it, it is Ski again who cuts that offensive play off, and they continue to be a brick wall on the back end.
It speaks volumes. I'm watching them play right now, and you can tell that the Hitmen's last opponent was UBC and Exel, and UBC and Exel's last opponent had a 2050 average for MMR.
Yeah.
The speed is just incomparable.
It's a great point, actually, because you can see how much I think... Oh,
Whoa!
Look at the 1-2 there. The give and go almost working out for the Hitmen. But again, a save came through. Genuinely, it's a salient point that I think UBC are really benefiting from the fact that they literally do not feel as pressured by 3 people from the Hitmen as they did by 2 from the randoms. You saw them stacking all 3 players on defense to try desperately to stop whatever flip, reset, double tap, redirect the randoms were putting on net at any given moment. And now they feel like they've actually got some breathing room against 1 more player. And that's working out for them here. Granted, this game is still scoreless, and the Hitmen still could very much take this opening lead in game number 2.
Oh, absolutely, and it speaks more to their ability to play defense against them, because a lot of your offensive attacks are just 2 people. And there's 1 person back in case there's a long pass. When the person in front bows out, the person in back comes in, and it's still a 2-person attack. And the randoms were so fast with it that it's, a little easier to catch something like that and be able to play defense against something like that and see it from a mile away.
Capsize here, fishing for a touch off the back wall. Again, that ball being hammered at the back wall. Still nothing coming from it, though, as the UBC plus Exel defense stands strong. Now past the halfway mark of game number 2 in this best of 5 here. It's the Hitmen knocking on the door pretty often, though, I will say. They put on a good, sustained amount of pressure here. Exel, a cheeky touch, gets around 1. Flick opportunity, and the flick just doesn't get the power. The hitbox not quite getting the contact they wanted. That's going to be left for another time.
That was the Hitmen the last time we saw them play. Remember game 1 and 2 of this series last time, when the Hitmen just stayed in UBC's zone and over. Oh, what a save by Fear! And they just waited it out, and then stuff like this happens. Oh, crossbar! Oh, crossbar! Oh, Fear gets it out of the zone. Wow. Yeah,
UBC, few good scoring chances there, but they couldn't quite find it. Touches in the corner now, Frodo. A little bit of control, looks mid. Capsize with a nice touch to get that one away. Can't get the follow-up, though. Breakneck pace for this game. Exel, a touch off the post. Centurion, great patience on the control play there. Gets a pinch downfield as well, tries to follow it up. Doesn't get the 50-50, though. A couple of demos come through here, 1 for each team. The air dribble attempt, over top shot on target. Capsize is going to send that one home, and the Hitmen, after a lot of pressure in this game, finally find one through.
God, and that top angle, that waterfall there is so tough to read. But he did a great job of staying with it, knowing exactly where it was going to be, and just getting that touch with the wheels to put it home.
Capsize off the ceiling. Early challenge there from Excel's going to stop out any trickery on that. Excel also looked for a demo, but they're going to put themselves out of position on this one. Retreating back the other way is Ski. Here with a touch out of the corner. Early to it is Centurion into the mid. Nice save there from Frodo as well. And a long bomb downfield. This is an open opportunity. We'll see what the bounce is. Shot. Nice upper 90 finisher there from Frodo, and the game is tied with 30 seconds to play.
Frodo put it where it was basically impossible. There was no way Capsize, oh, and he even caught the post funny. Capsize was put in an awful position right there. And that's that whole thing where they wait that pressure out, and they find that one spot to bomb it down the other end and get it behind the defense.
It's the Hitmen now, having the rug of that lead ripped out from underneath them, and they're going to have to do work again here. Try and get that lead restored. UBC, meanwhile, are already up a game in the series, and they want to make it 2-0. Awkwardness in the middle of the field here. Excel waiting patiently for their opportunity to strike. They jump, fishing for a dunk a little bit wide there. That's a weak touch, though, from Ski. Hit downfield, Frodo to Excel. Into the mid, Capsize. On target, going to be saved away surely by Ski, and hit down. And we have, as JJ would famously say, overtime.
Yeah.
There it is. We've seen quite a few overtimes today, and this is another one that we can add to the tally, and you always love to see it. And you love to see it in this second game between these teams. It was a lot of big goal differentials game-wise in the first series that they played, but as we said earlier in this series, this is a chess match through and through at this point, where they are always jockeying for position on the field and completely unwilling to let anything but the most stubbornly earned goals go into the net. Nice touch away there from Frodo. And JJ, this overtime, you get the sense it may end up deciding the series. Oh my! Well, it's over. And that's going to be a 2-0 lead here as Excel slams yet another goal home. And they just capitalize on a weak touch from Capsize.
Excel does it again. Yeah, that touch was a huge mistake by the Hitmen in just settling it out front. And even his two teammates were just looking at it like, what am I supposed to do with that? But UBC and Excel put a lot of pressure on. Even though, we got 11 shots for the Hitmen. We got 13 shots for UBC and Excel. We had one Hitman with 6 saves. And there was just so much pressure, so much put on net. And not for nothing, but not a lot of passing. Not a lot of passing. It was a lot of transition stuff. A lot of the passing stuff got saved away. So it's really seeming a lot less like strategy and a lot more like opportunity in this series than it was in the last series.
It does feel that way, and so far that's working out very well here for UBC plus Excel. Flip reset pass there is going to get that one into the mid early on here as the Hitmen try to get a hot start in this game number 3. And they sorely need one, being down a couple of games in this series. Their tournament lives are on the line in this game, as this is the lower bracket, the losers finals in a best of 5 to decide who meets the randoms again. And it is within striking distance now for UBC. They can smell the rematch that they so desperately want, and they're going to add to that aroma with an opening goal here from Frodo.
Well, we're in game number 3, and the goal difference in the first 2 games added up to 3. So I don't know how well that works out with the whole math of the whole thing, but we are definitely seeing a lot more of a tight series this time. Frodo made such a beautiful play, and again, just taking advantage of opportunities that are presented to them.
Well, this may be an opportunity, meanwhile, for the Hitmen back the other way as they look to be making UBC plus Excel a little uncomfortable on the back line. That shot fired on target. It's going to be saved away by Frodo. Now a touch downfield. Threatening the net. Capsize is going to touch that one away into the corner. Challenge. One out into the mid. Ski backflips, though, and doesn't get a piece of it. Neither does the defender. And pandemonium there in the middle of the field as there were a few mistouches from both colors on the field here. That's a touch over top by Capsize, trying to get it past the defenders. Nothing doing on that one, though. Pinched now down the other side of the field into the corner. Oh, no touch there as well, and maybe some nerves possibly creeping in here for the players, or just a little unaccustomed to the rhythm, because you're seeing quite a few misses on the ball here and some uncharacteristic grounded play. What a save as Capsize nearly demoed Frodo in net with the ball. That was such a hard shot, and it still got stopped out.
Wow. And you're seeing the nerves, because both teams, you are absolutely right, both of these teams are really frantic. And one team's frantic because their backs are against the wall, and the other team's frantic because they're looking forward to the next series and seeing the grand finals right up in front of their face. Oh, Frodo! Oh! Almost got the dunk on him to send it back into the back of the net.
Almost, but not quite for Frodo, and they're still chipping away in the middle of the field here to maintain the pressure. This is a wide open opportunity for Exel, who dives just early enough on the challenge to open up that lead just a little bit wider.
Exel catches you napping. That's the MO. 77 kilos to the back of the net.
Well, this is, if you are a UBC plus Exel fan, this is a great spot to be in for this team, and the Hitmen look pretty out of sorts here. What a setup touch from Frodo. Looks to go the distance, bounces off the ceiling, and they might have even tried to fish for a double tap on that had they gotten close enough. They're not going to need it, though, as Exel is just going to keep cleaning up the opportunities here and adding to this lead.
Exel's just about done with this whole thing. he's just bring on the twosome. Bring on the grand finale.
Oh, a flick play. Nice save there from Ski on the backline. Capsize doing everything they can to get this ignition on offense for Hitmen going. Meanwhile, Exel. Great stall to get that started. Look for the double tap to finish off that air dribble. Frodo's off the back wall. Ski, another touch up top as Frodo and company have to peel a little bit on this one, but they still interrupt the play and get a nice challenge to keep the pressure in the Hitmen zone. Now on the backline, confusion between the Hitmen players means a lot of time wasted off of the clock. Now 1 minute and 45 left to play here, and UBC Exel up 3 and looking so comfortable in booking their ticket to the grand final.
Oh yeah, they are set up and ready. And they're just touching the ball around, kind of wasting time, just staying back toward the net and paying for it. We needed to see the fruit explosion one more time.
That delayed flick from Centurion off the sidewall had so much power on it. They just got the right angle on the flip animation to give it a little extra something and made a perfect pass out mid. And Fear, that's not the first spicy double tap that they've had, or I should say sweet double tap, because it's a bunch of fruit on the field. but basically Fear is saying to UBC, here's a little vitamin C for your diet, and then we'll get some fruit on the field. And that's a great start. Ooh, the follow-up almost coming there as Capsize tried to get that sharp angle. But
am I old
with a minute?
Am I old if I call him the Fruit Ninja? Does that make me old?
Not at all. Not at all. I think it's an apt comparison for sure, given the goals that they've scored and the ensuing fruit salad on the field. There's a touch forward from Frodo. UBC Exel trying to burn this time off of the clock. They've got to maintain offensive pressure to keep the Hitmen away from their zone. That's a nice flick from Exel over top. Two players trying to decide who wants to play that one. Meanwhile, Hitmen, while they wait for that decision, they're going to take the initiative here and dive in on offense. Centurion, as Capsize looks for a demo across the goal line, not going to come anything from that. Fear has to touch that effort away here from UBC Exel, and we are 15 seconds here from knowing exactly the matchup that we're going to be seeing in the grand final. It's UBC Exel up by 2 goals. Now the final 10-second countdown begins. Can Hitmen find a late goal here?
It's a wrap, Jack. UBC and Exel going on to the grand finale against 2 people. against
Yes.
the randoms, because people hate playing with randoms, but now you just hate playing against randoms because there's two of them. There's two of them. And this is going to be a lights out series, because while they won the series, it was super close. 1-goal games, overtimes. It was really fun to see. And now it looks like UBC and Excel are really finding themselves in a rhythm where you have two players that are, kind of playing their game, and they're allowing Excel to be a lot more free to capitalize on different things. Like Ski and Frodo are rotating around Excel, and Excel just kept catching them napping and sending it home. Now they need that demo game though, and that's going to make a big difference.
They do, and you know what? There will be no napping from the randoms that Excel is going to be able to catch in this series. It's not going to be that way. So we're in for a very interesting grand final, to say the least. And before we get there, for all the folks out there, gamers, I'm sure there are a ton watching, or just people working from home in general. If you're looking for the final piece for your work from home or gaming setup, find everything you need to build the best workstation or battle station at cantoliving.com. Check out their monitor mounts, speakers, and stands today. A big thanks to Canto and all of our sponsors. And with that, we're going to take one final break here, a short one, as an intermission before the grand final. And when we come back, we're going to decide the winner of this TGS Open Series Rocket League tournament. So stay with us.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, for one final series, the grand finals in the Gaming Stadium's Open Series Rocket League tournament, presented by NorQuest College and presented as well by a few others, not least of which is Monster Cat. Have you heard about Monster Cat Gold? If you haven't tried it yet, it's a great service for $5 a month where you can download and stream thousands of Monster Cat songs from top electronic artists. You can use music in your live streams and videos with no fear of DMCA claims or strikes, and so a big thanks to them for providing that service just to the gaming world in general.
Oh, yeah. And the only way that I can keep up is drinking coffee in a glass jar, because I care about the environment. And you know who else cares about the environment is NCorp. You want a fast and easy way to recycle that energy drink, can of pop, or a juice box you finished refueling on? With Return It Express, there's no sorting, there's no lineups, no handling cash, and refunds are deposited straight into your online account. You just drop off your empties at an express depot near you and just go. Signing up, it's so easy. Just head to returnit.ca/express and give your empties a second life to become another empty.
No kidding. Well, recycling is not something that I think UBC plus Excel are going to be wanting to do after the winners final that they had against the randoms, because that series, they went down 3-1 to a team only playing with two players. If you are just joining us for the stream, this is a rematch of the winners finals where the randoms made up of Percy and Eris beat UBC plus Excel with two players on the field.
Yeah.
And you're going to recognize some of these names, in particular probably Percy from the side of the randoms, who is a former player for that Alpine squad that has been so present in our LCS as of late. So it's no surprise that there's some very high caliber play on the side of the randoms. And I'm just very unfortunate for them that their third is continuing to have internet issues and not able to play for them. But hey, they beat UBC plus Excel once, and they are trying to do it again, only this time for a solid chunk of change. Oh, it just barely does that goal find its way in, and Ski's going to get the opener.
Oh, yep, Ski just barely puts it inside of one and outside the other, and their rotation is getting so clean. It's a lot like those recycling 3 arrows. It's looking a lot more clean than it was in the first series between these two, and I think the Hitmen provided a big spark for that.
It does seem that way. But it is worth mentioning that there is a game in hand for the team that came from the winner's side. So the randoms have already a tick on that overlay that you can see there. They've got a game advantage in this best of 7. And we'll see if they capitalize upon that to eventually take the series. For now, though, they're under a little bit of pressure here from UBC, who look re-energized in this series. Great pass to mid for Frodo. Nice save away, though, from Percy, who's now going to take control. Air dribble, opportunity. Early challenges on there and keeps the ball away. And I think that's something that we're going to need to look for a lot here from the UBC squad, is that they gave a ton of offensive space for this team of two in the randoms because they thought that with a player advantage that would work out. But very clearly, they're going to have to challenge the attack early to keep Percy and Eris from hitting the highlight reel goals that we know they can play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But enough about our opinions. What do you guys think? Who do you think's going to take this? Let me see it in the chat. Let me see it in the chat. Who do you think's going to take this series? Because even though it's 2v3, it's a dead even one. And I want to know what you guys are thinking.
Very curious, especially after the first series between these two. I think a lot of opinions will have shifted about how this series might go as a grand final. Percy there getting relentlessly harassed into the corner. Still going to get control of the ball, though. He's going to opt for another air dribble play. Surely they're going to be challenged early. They do get the dunk off to the mid here. Eris. Somebody was looking for the dunk there, but couldn't get it on them. Eris is over top. Trying to get the double tap, sharp angle. Percy puts a shot on target as well, and gets a double tap. I'll be honest, I need a second look at this to see exactly what happened. Percy jumps, sidewall, recovers, and shoots it. It was a pretty long camera angle to see exactly what happened, but man, that was a sharp play to tie the game here for the randoms.
Yeah, Ski was just a little too close, a little too far away on that clear. He just didn't get there fast enough, and it ended up being a poor redirect right in front of the net. And you can't leave Percy with that much room. I mean, it was only 3 inches, but that's still way too much.
Tie game here, shot. Ooh, just narrowly wide. Could have been a great chance for UBC to get their lead restored here, but it's a tied game in the final 2 minutes thereabouts. Long bomb here. Percy gets the save away into the corner. Touch along the sidewall. Good challenge, though, from Ski. Eris is going to hit this into the mid dangerously, though. They need to win this race. And they get there just barely in time to get that one. But this is UBC. Great amount of control here. Exel flip over top. Goes in and out. Ski shot wide. Not on target. This is a few times now we've seen UBC miss on their shots, and they have got to be hitting these, given how the last series went against the randoms.
Crossbar is the MVP. Oh, that was an unfortunate turn of events.
Unfortunate indeed, but very winnable game here for both teams, actually, as we're inside the final minute and a half. Percy air dribble. Gets the dunk. Eris circles back. Opts not to dive in on that one. The decision making obviously still very sound here for the randoms, who are laser focused on winning this tournament with just 2 players. Eris, the dunk, a little bit wide there, though. Did get a piece of it, but not the right angle. Now back the other way. Eris, challenged into the mid by Frodo. Ski's going to dive on this one. Soft touch to the side wall, missing on the follow-up, though. Now Percy grabs control. Exel stops them at the midfield line. Opting for a slow air dribble here. Approaches net, hits it hard off the crossbar. The save, though, comes through from Percy on Frodo. And the randoms defense, I will never not be blown away by how they find a way to keep making these saves with 2 players.
Oh, yeah, and the rotation is so fast on the back end. Like, I did not see Percy anywhere near the net until the save was made. It's amazing. And they say that these cars all go the same speed. Like, I'm really having a hard time believing that.
Well, you better believe it. If they didn't all go the same speed, then I've been playing Rocket League wrong for about 5 years or 6 years, close to at this point. But there's a flip reset from Eris to get the ball past 1. Looks like we're headed to something, JJ. Are we headed to, perhaps, if this ball will ever touch the ground? It still hasn't.
Overtime.
There it is. We're getting OT here in game number 1 of this grand final. Again, for any of the questions out there looking at the overlay, there is a game advantage for the team coming from winner's side, that being the randoms, but this is game 1 for what we have seen anyway. We'll call it game 2, though, just to clear up any confusion, because if we call this one game 2 and the series goes down the stretch, you still get to say game 7 at the end. It just feels so much better.
Yeah, you need to be able to say game 7, because there are no 2 words bigger in the sports world than Game 7.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, both of these teams focused on a far earlier game than that one. Flip reset from Percy goes end to end, uses the pre-flip off the wall and a late flip reset to dust the defense from UBC and win the opening overtime. My goodness, was that a goal?
That was more than just a highlight reel. That should be how they sell the game of Rocket League to people. That should be the new opening scene that you see when you turn on the game. That was so impressive. The way that you keep in the air and you keep control of your car all the way across the field to get that touch and basically throw it in. It looked like he used his car as a lacrosse stick and flung it into the top corner. That was brilliant. Well done, Percy.
Yeah, no kidding. It did look very much like a throw. It's like their Octane grew opposable thumbs and just grabbed the ball and chucked it into the net. It was a work of art, that's for sure. Yeah. And that's really what you're facing here with the UBC plus Excel team, is that they can play good Rocket League all game long and keep the game close. But if there is even one scoring opportunity like that given away to the randoms, they can so consistently hit shots and goals like that they are going to burn you if you give them those opportunities. So really what's being demanded here of UBC plus Excel is to leverage the physical play like you were talking about to try and upset the rotation. And other than that, they've got to play spotless if they want to recover the 2-game deficit that they now have in this series.
Oh yeah, spotless is absolutely right. They got to really act more like they're playing against 3 people, because these back passes are just giving that space. Oh, Frodo had the goal right there. Couldn't capitalize on it. But yeah, these back passes that they're throwing are creating that space to get rid of the extra pressure that's going to happen. So now it's evening the playing field through careful touches.
Very much so, and a minute has gone in this game without a goal, but still this is... Oh! What a save from Eris! The save actually knocked the ball back towards Ski, I believe it was, who almost got a follow-up shot to go back into target. And the early challenges here are continuing to come through from UBC, trying to stop out these offensive attempts here from the randoms, but scoreless we are a minute and a half into the game, and it remains close. Unbelievably, this is actually closer than the previous series was. It was not just wins that the randoms got and a series win, but convincing wins against UBC. So I think of the 2 series, this has been a better performance from UBC plus Excel overall so far, but it's still not been enough to hold off the randoms with 2 players.
Yeah, and if you show me the scoreboards, I mean, and I didn't know how to count. There was no way that I would think that this was a game of 2v3. It astounds me that because of how good Frodo, Excel, and Ski all are. Woo, Excel! Again, catching you napping. And the bump by Frodo to take out the closest defender made it happen and put UBC and Excel up 1-0.
That is a brilliant play from Excel, who on the initial touch looked like they were going to go directly for net. And that secondary touch, to hit it a little bit higher and to look for the double tap, instead threw off the save attempt that came through from Percy across the goal line. And that was really what facilitated that goal happening. But meanwhile, back the other way, the randoms trying to tie the game quickly, as they love to do. So often we've seen them get a goal in an instant when they're scored upon to get the tied game back. But right now, UBC plus Excel are hanging on here. They've held on to this lead now for a solid 30 or so seconds. Harris hits that mid. The shot is going to come near target, at least for Excel. Ski, a good win over top of Eris to keep that in the zone. Excel taps towards mid. Percy winning that challenge just enough. Gives control to Eris, who passes downfield. Early challenge here from Excel, keeps the pressure on. Tries to pre-flip off of the wall. Percy up early, negative angle touch there trying to leave for Eris. Now Percy in a world of trouble here on the back line. Eris is going to swing through and bail them out. And that's another one of these really impressive things that you'll see the randoms do, is that when one or the other of them is in a really tough spot, they don't feel, even though there's only 2 of them, entirely pressured into having to make a play. They can still call upon their teammates to back them up and make the smarter play.
They're making all the right plays, it seems, and some of these flip resets are really catching UBC and Excel off guard. I don't think that they should be that surprised, though. What a dunk by Eris. But regardless of the scoreboard, these randoms are really... Oh, nice move by Excel. Gets snuffed out by Percy. Eris is just a pest. Just absolute pest. Everywhere you think you've got a little bit of a lane, there's Eris. Oh, there he is again. Just to snuff it out.
Awkward touch there from Ski on the sidewall as Percy collects towards the mid. A lot of touches on the ball, but that final one not quite as venomous as they would have hoped, I think. There's a long hit down into the corner. Eris is going to collect this up high. Looks for a pre-flip air. This is spacing on the ball a little bit, but still gets the 50-50. Frodo now, waiting with bated breath. That shot a little higher than they expected. They have to peel back on defense. Percy almost getting an extra touch over top of the diving defender. Frodo winning the challenge there. Ski here, challenging Percy in the corner. Ski looks for the pass off of the ceiling. Doesn't get a touch though, and it gets sent a little bit too far. 8 seconds now. 5 remaining for the randoms to get a goal for themselves. If they're going to drop a game here in this best-of-7 series, Ski slams that towards the floor. Still up in the air. Challenge there. Surely that's going to drop.
There it is.
And UBC plus Excel, they take their first game in the series, and that being game 3, but they're still down 2-1.
You know, and it's something to be said that I noticed something that UBC and Excel have done in this game that they haven't been the last games. UBC and Excel has slowed down. They're not trying to match the random speed because you don't need to, because you have one extra player. You can play a slow, methodical game and force the other side to play fast. Because when you try and play at the same speed as them, that's where there's little holes and little gaps that, you know, just become a nightmare to deal with. But if you slow your game up just a little bit and start playing like there's 3 of you, then you open up a lot of opportunities for yourself and a lot more meaningful touches.
Absolutely, and certainly a recipe for success in that game that we just saw, and we have to see whether there's a counter adjustment from the randoms to try and compensate for that change in pace.
Oof.
So far the counter adjustment is to absolutely just golf drive Ski off of the ball there in a way, just hit firmly out of your frame and into some other dimension, but it didn't end up being an offensive chance there for the randoms after that bump. Shot on
But
target.
it felt good though.
Oh, I bet it felt amazing. We've all been in that position where we just get to punt somebody off into the distance and watch them disappear like Team Rocket off into the sky. But here is the randoms. Here are the randoms in the corner, playing a little bit of a spin cycle against the UBC offense, who are trying to get that ball sent towards the mid. A demo on Eris leaves Percy alone in the back line, who hits a clear towards the middle of the field. Oh, that's a good pass from Frodo to Excel, but the shot not quite on target. Oh, double demo. Do they capitalize upon it? Here come the spawns. It's in front.
Oh!
And if you remove every player from a team and you've got the ball in the offensive zone, you better score. And UBC have done just that.
Oh, Excel almost missed because of the funny roll off the wall.
A little bit close for comfort, but they do find the goal here at the first minute mark. Frodo's going to hit a shot on target here. That one this time is going to be saved away by Percy. Percy winning the challenge there is going to stay on the ball and hit it long into the corner. Ski now with control. Eris challenges, but it's still sent a little bit closer to that random's net. Excel, ooh, beating a rare win actually in a 1v1 against Percy on the back line. Percy, goes underneath, shot opportunity. And the game is tied. They undress that final defender to get this tying goal.
Oh, Percy, you need a shower. That was so dirty. Jump in the water. Don't be scared of the splash. Oh my, what a move, what a fake.
And this is, it shares a lot in common actually with something from fighting games most commonly that you will see where there's a conditioning that happens where you're trying to train your opponent into expecting a particular behavior so that you can then change the strategy and catch them off guard. And I think what has happened here is that the offensive prowess of the randoms is forcing UBC to challenge the ball so early that if the randoms then go for a fake underneath or just a banger of a shot as they find their second goal, if they go for that slow play and a fake underneath, suddenly they've got a new hole for themselves. And this is now an extra layer of challenge they're putting on UBC plus Exel to react to a wide variety of offense coming from the other end.
You see Exel regretting that touch as he was making that touch. Tried to go up and flick it, but just didn't quite commit to it, and it ended up flinging it right out front and leaving everybody out.
Oh man!
Oh! Aris to Percy to Aris. Give and go. Top shelf. Wow, what a play.
The audacity that the randoms have to hit a give and go passing play in a 2v3. I can't even imagine what is going through the minds of UBC plus Exel right now.
Oh yeah,
and
there's no regard for anyone's feelings.
Yeah, it is a problem that UBC and Exel are faced with here, and this is now past the halfway mark of the game. Another lead for the randoms as they continue to fight for challenges in the middle of the field. Now the physical play trying to become a factor here. Bumps do come through, but the shot still steered away from target. That's a pinch all the way downfield, right-hand side, and Eris, it just continues to go their way.
How is there nobody back? How is there nobody back? There's three of them.
Well, I mean, you can't exactly expect a clean win to come from that. I've certainly been in that situation countless times where at the speed that Rocket League moves, you have to play in anticipation of what's going to go on. And I just think the backline of UBC didn't expect that to be a clean shot on target rather than a 50-50 that would be pinched to one side or the other. And just caught him off guard. But unfortunately, what that means is it's a 4-1 lead now for the randoms, who are looking for more here. Eris is off the back wall, sending mid. Percy, the shot, a change up, looking for that top right corner, didn't get clean contact on it. Sent back down the other way. And I bet you it's not going to be a clock wasting scenario.
Nope.
And yeah, it's not a clock wasting scenario. They're just looking for more goals to add to the lead.
Oh, Exel. Exel's getting desperate. He's making those touches that he shouldn't be making, leaving the ball out in front. He's got to fix that when it comes to game number 5.
Well, speaking of game number 5, that game could be the one, unbelievably, that the randoms take this championship on. And given that they're third, had the issues, the technical issues that they did have, it may very well come down to decision time about who gets what share of the prize pool. Obviously, they had their third, I think, for a good chunk of the early stages of this tournament. That is a flip reset. That is a double flip reset gotten by Eris, who is still putting pressure on a 3-player defense for UBC plus Exel. Percy levers a shot on target that is saved away. And the randoms have no right to look this comfortable. They just don't. But you know what? They do look as comfortable as any team could in a TGS tournament. And they are cruising right now to a Game 4 victory. That's a shot near target. Percy just hitting that top corner. Eris follows up with a shot in the same spot, but it gets saved away. But that's going to be it, JJ. We're down to 20 seconds with a 4-goal lead, and the randoms have done it yet again.
I can't believe it. Up 3-1. That demo game was starting to work, but I think they were chasing them too hard. So you just got to kind of take them as they come. And it seems as though the randoms just spread out a little more after that. They learned their lesson. You're getting double demoed in the net. for that one goal in this game. And Excel's just like, put it down.
Yeah.
Game's over.
Excel, not in a mood. Not in a mood to uphold the golden rule of Rocket League on that one. They want to finish that game. And the randoms, meanwhile, they want to finish this series and this tournament by winning it, down a player. And they're on the cusp of doing that. They are right on the edge of winning the grand finals of this Gaming Stadium Open Series Rocket League tournament. The prize pool, $500 Canadian. And the vast majority of that could end up going to a pairing that have just put on an absolute Rocket League clinic here in these two matches. You have seen them on stream.
I am absolutely blown away by how well this is going. And it's also teaching a lot about how to maintain your rotation, how to challenge the ball at the right time, how to stay spread out. They are putting on a clinic right now. And UBC and Excel really has to figure something out. I mean, they managed to 1-0. 1-0's not going to do it this damn game. Are you kidding me? The randoms coming in and scoring in the first 6 seconds, catching the confusion of the kickoff, and just putting that theory completely out of the wash. Now they got to play behind and play against the wall.
You talked about lessons that are being learned here. I think more than anything, this is a lesson in never underestimating the level of professional Rocket League when it gets close to the absolute apex of play. It's so easy to point out when you're watching the Rocket League at the highest level, to point out mistakes that happen, to blame a player for missing a touch here or there or whatever happens to be going on. But I think what you're witnessing now, which is a backboard read from Percy that's going to add a second goal. What you're witnessing now is an example of exactly how much skill it takes to even participate at the top level of Rocket League. And I just don't think that should be taken for granted, because it's really extraordinary, and it's being put on display here in this series by the randoms.
And also, it really shows the level of importance that adaptability plays in it. Excel with a little flicker right there. As you see Excel come up, you see Frodo running in like an offensive lineman and just getting in the face of Percy, not even touching Percy, saying, "Ha, look at me!" Watching the ball fly into the net.
Yeah, it's anything goes really for UBC and Excel at this point. A shot, hard shot on target, great save from Ski. Bounced off the crossbar again. Percy dives in to try and finish things off, but can't get a clean touch. Eris now, air dribble, looking to get that mid. Percy, a touch, uncomfortable spot here, if not for the defensive poise for Eris, who gets it back into the corner. Long shot, that's just gonna go straight in. I think it was a pinch actually on the sidewall that just sent this careening towards the net. We'll watch here, and nope, not a pinch, just a really hard hit from Percy. It gets a little added touch there. Not an accurate read on the speed. It was 131 kilometers an hour for the final hit. But anyway you slice it, that ball was nearly ripped apart by the hitbox of Percy on that shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just about to talk about that goal by UBC and Excel. Oh, there's the demo. Oh, double demo. Come back. They gotta do that so fast, because look how fast Percy got there. Oh, Percy came back to life like he just got the paddles and went right in and made the save anyway. Oh, but yeah, that whole decoy thing, faking bumping is incredibly important. What a banger by Frodo. Faking bumping is incredibly important because you learn also how to get bumped and to do those flips to be able to get yourself back straight. And faking a bump is just as important as actually bumping and demoing itself.
I'll tell you what else is crucial is how great that passing play was there from UBC, and connecting like that to be able to dismantle the two-player defense of randoms could end up being a clinching factor that might get them tied in this game. It's gotten them a little bit closer at the very least, but they still need a goal here. Ski is trying to find that goal by hitting it mid. They get a challenge at the very least that's carried into the zone again by Frodo. Frodo looks for the demo instead on Percy, who dodges that out and gets the clear and gets the shot and puts it off the post. I was going to say in. It was so close to Percy doing it all themselves. Not quite here. Exel doesn't get a 50 in the midfield either. Percy towards the back wall. Ski with a challenge. Frodo's going to be next on the ball here for UBC. The clear from Eris. Percy, the pre-flip shot is going to be on target. Needs a save from Exel off to the side. A demo in the back line might have opened up some space here. Percy is on their own for a moment, but only a moment. Exel, double tap attempt, not sharp enough on the angle. That was a great attempt though.
Oh, it's
Frodo
out in front.
goes for the fake instead, off the post. It's on the goal line, and Ski is going to finish it off. What a play from Frodo in front of the net here to go slow and to open up the opportunity for UBC to score.
Oh yeah, they just had to regather. It was weird seeing the two of them so tied up in the net like they were. But wow, yeah, taking advantage, moving the ball back and forth, because like we kept saying, there's only two of them. So if you keep moving the ball back and forth across the net, then you give the opportunities necessary to be able to find the net, eventually be open. But you gotta be patient, just like that. Oh, what a save! What a save by Percy!
And they almost went entirely back down the other way to score. The long-range pass attempted to find Eris downfield, and they nearly did. Would have been a clutch goal here. It could have been a championship, a W ball goal there to finish it off, but it's not going to be quite yet, as it's still sitting in the corner here. Almost, and the randoms are still chipping away. That's a beat pass too. The challenge comes through from Exel though. Eris loses the challenge. This could be a huge opportunity. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Is there a player there? And there is. Frodo gets the goal. They take the lead with 50 seconds left, and there is a pulse for this UBC plus Exel team.
Frodo with the apparent W ball bangs it home. Now they got to be real careful to hold on to this one. Oh, what an opportunity. Oh, there's a demo. What's up with Exel?
Uh-oh. This could be a 2v2. Exel looking to have some technical issues here. That's a shot levered on target. And UBC now, after having gotten that go-ahead goal, they're in some trouble. Pass down low. Percy shoots on target. And the randoms are going to capitalize on a 2v2 situation. This could not... It couldn't become any more of a circus at this point. What on earth is going on in this tournament?
Oh. Well, let's see if Exel moves right here.
We've got movement.
There's Exel.
Looks as though they've reconnected. It just seems to have been either a controller disconnect or perhaps a temporary network issue of some kind. Exel, though, looking to be fully recovered. Thankful, I'm sure, that it only lasted long enough to concede one goal, and they're going to try to recover back here, our UBC. Exel looks pretty vengeful about what might have occurred. Gets the pre-flip on the ball. Eris finding the touch, but boost a little bit low here for the randoms. The pre-flip from Eris sends it towards the side wall. They get a bump as well. UBC with a chance, streaking down the line. I think it was Ski there who tried to play the lead blocker role that time as Exel dives up for this final play. The randoms, they've got a chance. Percy on an air dribble. Sharp angle double tap, and it's saved away. And we're going to see yet another overtime. This one could decide the tournament winners here, as the randoms have one goal sitting between them and the largest chunk of a $500 prize pool in this tournament.
Oh, the disconnect is so heartbreaking. I hope his batteries didn't die in his controller or something.
Yeah, we can only hope it doesn't happen again at the very least, as the shot is put on target there by Percy. Not quite the power that I'm sure they wanted to be able to finish that one off. Exel here, low on boost. A chance stolen away by Percy. Given a little bit more boost, they might have been able to work something with that. Percy's off the ceiling, has a flip to work with, shoots down low, and Percy with the ceiling shot. Overtime goal is going to shut this tournament down, and the randoms, with only two players, just took down UBC plus Exel to win the tournament.
Oh, what a goal! The W ball comes from the randoms. And the disconnect gate. If I'm Exel, I am tearing up in a pillow right now. They had the lead. They had 50 seconds left. And then all of a sudden, Exel wasn't moving. I want to know what happened.
Well, any way you slice it, the randoms just won two consecutive 2v2s, 2v3s on stream against the same team to win this tournament. And that is unlikely to be reproduced in any ensuing TGS tournament. I would bet some money that you're probably never going to see that again. So cherish this while you do get to see it, because that was a ridiculous performance under a lot of pressure. And a huge credit as well to UBC plus Excel for the adaptations they put in to keep that series as close as it was. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but well done, UBC plus Excel, because they did elevate their game and keep this relatively competitive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They kept it competitive, and they taught a lot of lessons about how to play this game at a faster pace. Like, I saw a lot of moves in there where you're playing at a faster pace, but with more control, and it was amazing to see. And Aries just kept getting hotter. He kind of played in the back in the beginning in the semifinals. And then as play kept going, just kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And even when you didn't think it was possible. and Percy is just lights out. Like, Percy, can I have your autograph?
Well, it's the type of player where you're going to want it, I think. And Percy, after some roster moves at the higher level, is kind of recollecting. I think this is one of the rosters that they're testing out to find some success in that kind of bubble scene in Rocket League. And if two of them can do what they just did, I am thoroughly terrified at what they can do as a full squad with Daniel as well, that third player. So hopefully this is a one-time thing for the technical issues they had. But regardless, this is a big-time win for the randoms who take home the biggest slice of the $500 prize pool. And with that, we'll just get this tournament wrapped up. And speaking of the tournament, this is, of course, today's event put on by Canada's leader in esports, the Gaming Stadium. Are you looking for the next big thing in competitive gaming? Look no further. The team at Gaming Stadium are leaders in online esports tournaments and events. Check out the action at tgs.gg. And as always, an extension of that, a big thanks to the production team working for TGS and everybody in the background who keeps these broadcasts always running so smoothly.
Oh, yeah. And, out of everybody who helps out with this thing, NorQuest, TGS, NCorp, Kanto, Monster Cat, never have I seen a group of businesses, companies that I have been more excited to read ads for and to tell you about and to want to see them grow. We got recycling, we got royalty-free music, we got the first esports college ever, we got people that are making state-of-the-art equipment for you, and of course TGS is just TGS. I mean, they're the ones reaching out to all these people, and it touches my heart so much that I am working with TGS and being able to get on the same page with all of these people, because I believe in all of their products so much.
Well, to wrap up the thank yous, again, another one to our presenting sponsor, NorQuest College, for everything that they've done in partnership with the Gaming Stadium. And that is about going to do it. We want to thank as well the viewers who hung out for the tournament and cheered alongside the teams, and thanks to the players as well who participated. And the Open Series is going to keep on rolling. There are a variety of games, Rocket League just being one of them. So keep your eyes peeled to socials for the Gaming Stadium to keep up to date with all of that. And we will see you in not too long, actually, for more Rocket League action from the Gaming Stadium. So thanks to everybody for tuning in today, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, I got a final note. Apparently, Exel just had a lag spike. His batteries didn't die. It was just a lag spike that kept him there with 50 seconds left in the grand finals, back against the wall.
Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate there for UBC plus Excel. That is a rough spot to be in for sure. But as I mentioned, they have always got more chances because the gaming stadium have always got more events. And we sincerely hope to see UBC plus Excel back in more tournaments in the future alongside all of our other competitors. So
I hope to see you again real soon, Thunder. I have so much fun with you, man.
absolutely. Likewise, JJ, it's been a pleasure on the cast today. And it's going to be farewell from everybody here at TGS. Thanks and have a great evening.